Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Onyx, and I'm your chief show attendant. On behalf of the two hosts and the rest of the crew, welcome aboard Weird Wednesday Flight number 13, non-stop, from your current location to parts unknown. Our flight will be of about 2 hours, and we'll be flying at the speed of sound. At this time, make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position, and that your seatbelt is currently fastened. Enjoy the ride.
What's up? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Weird Wednesday. Yet again. How's everybody doing? What's up, Jamie?
What's up?
Well, technical difficulties. Isn't that what's up every week?
I wondered what happened. Did it restart you?
No, I just forgot to send the link. It was brain malfunction this time.
I was like sitting here and like, did he send the link? And I'm just not seeing it.
Nope. I was like, man, she's cutting it close.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, where's Rob?
Then I was like, oh, probably help if I send her the link to the show.
Yeah, I was here like 47 after, I think.
Yeah,
Made it still.
Yep.
Just didn't get a chat first.
How's everybody in the chat room doing this fine Wednesday evening? Well, it's technically Thursday for me now. Still Wednesday for you because you're back in time. I did have a blonde moment, a graying moment, a senior moment.
Did I show you those AIs of what they say I'm going to look like?
I don't think so.
As I age. I think
Oh, no, I did see that. Yeah.
Like, it's so weird because they kept changing my eye color back, even though, like, all of those I was just looking straight on. You could see, like, my eye color. But one of them, like, really looked like my aunt. It was, like, weird. I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
It's definitely not the clothes.
Definitely not. Definitely.
Definitely not those clothes.
Humid there, huh, Janice? Yeah, it's humid here. We have that pre-hurricane humidity. It's very damp and very humid. It's quite moist outside.
Oh. No.
Warm and moist. Wet and sticky. Yeah. It's a moment when I don't have a senior moment nowadays. Take my little mini me friend to the playground in the mornings, and like I see her climbing up things and falling off things. I'm like, oh God, if I did that, you'd have to call an ambulance.
And you think back to all the times, adults, don't stomp on your knees like that. You only got one pair. Don't hop on your knees like that. I love those pictures, though, man. She is just in heaven at that park in the morning.
Oh, yeah. She's like, climb up here with me, Pop Pop. I'm like, oh, hell no.
I saw you got on one of the apparatuses, though, like one of the climbers. You were up there.
Yeah.
A little bridge. But I like that. Like in the morning, getting her out, getting her moving. She's using her large motor skills. Being a kid, like instead of just sitting down having her cereal, watching the iPad, like it's awesome that she's having physical activity and being a kid. Like her pictures are so awesome because they're all her being a child, like the most precious, purest form of this earth, picking her little books out and her records and just laughing and playing in the water, enjoying every bit of life, everything.
Yeah.
And we all need that child. We need to find that child in us. And
yeah,
it helps being around kids like that. That's why I used to love to teach. But I see with her that you must get so much of that yourself,
Yeah. Part of it's that, and part of it's going, God, I wish I could do that still. Climb up here with me. I'm like, no. Yeah. She fell in the parking lot the other day and whacked her hand. I'm like,
oh.
It's like kids are like cats. They got rubber bones, but when you start getting old, you fall down like that. And it's like, hell, the last time I fell down in a parking lot, I looked like a cast of The Walking Dead for the next 6 months. Yeah, exactly, Janice. My mind says I'm like 20. My body's like, bitch, you way past 20. Don't be doing that. What are you, crazy? Yep.
Such a good pop.
Yeah. Even my boat, like, getting my boat fixed back up. Like, get out in my boat now. Like, totally lost my sea legs. I'm all stumble McBumberson out there.
How many times have you been back out on it?
Not any yet.
Because you're gonna get it back again. Plus, you're a surfer, man.
Yeah.
It's like riding a horse.
I'm having to summon a marine mechanic to come help me.
What's the problem?
Every boat motor I've ever had has been just a regular, 2-cycle boat motor, a Johnson or Evinrude. It's got a carburetor and like, how to like pull it apart and fix it and do everything. And this engine that I have right now is, it's a 4-stroke electronic fuel injection.
Oh,
Pain in the ass. And I don't know how to do anything on it. So, yeah. It's like it's not starting right now. And it's like, the engine's still in good shape and all. It's just been sitting and it's not starting. Normally, I just pull the carburetor off, clean it, fix it, put it all back together, fire it up, and, it's good to go. But with all this electric fuel injection crap, yeah, not so much. but it's prime fishing season right now, so I got the itch to be out there.
What do you mainly go for?
Say what?
What do you mainly go for?
Oh, right now, like everything. Flounder, redfish, trout, snook, sheephead. Pretty much everything this time is like starts in September, October, November is like it's when all the bait fish are running and everything is chasing them.
So all these fish with like just some bait fish, like are you having to like troll for some, drop top for some, or do they all pretty much fish the same and you catch what you catch?
Well, like sheephead and stuff, you find them around, like I fish the bridges and docks and all kinds of structure and
What
redfish.
bait?
What bait? Like crabs,
Mhm.
sand fleet crabs, anything, oysters, barnacles, anything like that. Shrimp even. But beach fishing is really good right now. It's just our weather's been so screwed up lately. I haven't been able to fish because the ocean's been like a washing machine for the last 3 weeks. It's been a chugging mess out there. Last time I went fishing, I had 7 ounces of weight on, and it was just flying across the bottom. Not even slowing it down. Exactly. Special power. Made things all fancy and screwed them up. It's like cars, like back in the day, man, I could
That's
just
why I didn't want a hybrid. That's why I didn't want the hybrid. I wanted regular engine. I'm grateful that that's what I ended up with, but I really didn't want nothing with computers and all this weird shit, sensors in my glass and all that.
Yep. Yeah, like right now, my car, the one that I, had to put a new engine in, the catalytic converter is like taking a dump on it now. So it's running like shiznit. And, oh yeah, you can get a catalytic converter. They're only like $1,000 for the part. Fuck that. I ain't putting that in it. I'm going to do the old get a drill and drill it out. Call it a day. $1,000 for a part. Get out of town. Of course, out there where you live, you got to have car inspections, don't you?
They've been stealing the hell out of catalytic converters out here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they just found a shitload of them too, like in some recycling place, like thousands and thousands. Yeah, we have to get inspected. Of course,
they stopped out here a long time ago.
I was supposed to not need smog when I got a hybrid. Of course, by the time I got the hybrid, it was already a few years older, but conveniently 6 months after I got the car, then you have to get the smog. Like they do these little things like, oh, if you do this, then you get to go on track for free. You get free toll. They hook you and they take it away.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some things that wash up for sure when we have they found a dead body on the beach the other day that washed up. Wouldn't exactly call that a treasure, but yeah. And a big there was a free boat floating around out there. I don't know, like immigrant Haitian something boat washed up on the beach the other day. Big wooden. Yeah. And some drugs are bad. Some of them washed up on the beach a couple of weeks ago. And it's hard.
Were they designing watermelons?
What's that?
Were they disguised as watermelons?
No, these were disguised as bricks of cocaine. But
Yeah, there's been a lot of treasures being found on different places. I keep wanting to go my road trips I'm telling you about because this is like, oh God, I know some spots right now that I know there's good stuff washed up. I want to go so.
yeah, here they kind of screwed the beach up as far as shark teeth and all go because they did that beach renourishment project. And so yeah, like all the sand that's on the beach right now is not even really beach sand. It's like it came from inland. And I don't know. Weird.
What?
It's like this weird gray sand on the beach. Millions of dollars worth of sand that after this weekend, I'd say probably good quarter to half of those millions and millions of dollars will be washed away. They've already replaced the sand under the pier once. So the beach renourishment project had to renourish the renourishment. So after this weekend, they'll probably have to renourish times 2 again. It's a never ending battle. They're never going to win, but they keep throwing money at it. Keep throwing that taxpayer money at it, and got to spend it somewhere, I guess. Might as well spend it on sand that gets washed away and overnight.
I can think of some fun ways to use it.
I could think of a lot better ways to use almost $30 million.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Just even a little piece of that money, we would have a blast. Like, all right, we're going to go meet up fucking some insane place. It's on a bucket list somewhere.
Yeah, there could be a lot of better things done. But hey, that's only 30 million here. Hell, we spend billions of dollars sending shit to other countries that we don't even have any business doing.
Yeah, we're sending
billions.
Another care package. Ew, medical waste washing up. No, thank you.
Yeah. That's one thing. Like the first time I went to Costa Rica was I think 1986 or 87. And I got there, and like when I first saw it, I was like, wow, it's unreal. And then I went to another place that's a river mouth, and there was garbage, like trash, like piled up probably 5 feet over my head all the way down the beach for probably a good mile or two in the bay. Just garbage just piled up, just that had washed up on the beach. And it was this huge wall of garbage. I'm like, holy shit, I'm in this awesome, Central American country where everything's beautiful. And I'm looking at like a landfill's worth of garbage on the beach.
You're looking like garbage pit.
Yeah. And the amount of like, and when I went to the Bahamas, like the amount of needles and stuff on the beach, needles and tampon applicators all over the beach, like everywhere.
What are the tampon applicators for?
What's that?
What are the tampon applicators for?
Applying tampons, I suppose. I don't know.
Oh, like nothing to do with the drugs.
Not, hell if I know. I don't know. It's just stuff that had washed up.
So
I'm like, where does all this shit come from? Like, amazing.
About San Francisco and Blue Angels, coming out and talking about how I've always gone, and I'm not trying to totally bash the city or nothing, but or like BW Downer, but I'm telling people, if you go out there though, watch, don't put anything in your car, whether you hide it or not. Like, just don't have anything in there, because the smash and grabs are so bad now. And then if you have kids and pets walking, even though the city goes and pays to have all these needle dispensary, like garbage cans up and down the sidewalk, they just still throw it on the ground. If you have your children and your dogs walking, those needles will go right through their sandals or your dog's paws, and the crack pipes. They just sit right outside businesses smoking crack and slamming heroin right in front of a restaurant. It's horrible.
Crazy, crazy times.
Well, let's see what we got. To start out with, that's weird.
What's that?
I was trying to find where I was at. Mark Zuckerberg. He reveals holographic Orion glasses controlled by your brain. We heard about these a while back. Where like augmented reality, you could be walking down the street, your friend could be walking on the street, you could be programmed not to want to see any liquor stores, they could be programmed to not want to see any gun stores, say. So you guys are like walking together and your realities are like completely different. That was like a while back, but now they're getting closer with the technology. And I had a little video, but I didn't play it. It's just him opening it out of a briefcase. It's like a supercharged version of the Google Glass specs that launched all the way back in 2013. Zuckerberg said that the company has been working on them for almost 10 years. The augmented reality headset uses a completely new kind of display architecture that lets you see virtual images in front of your eyes, overlaid on the real world. They weigh less than 100 grams, give you virtual screens floating before your eyes, and even let people teleport into your home. The Orion specs offer hand tracking and eye tracking for controls. But Zuckerberg also promised a neural interface that would let you control the headset with your thoughts, using a wristband that interprets brain signals, sort of. He said they were the future of human connection and the most advanced glasses in the world. They have a 70-degree field of view and will let you use virtual versions of popular apps like Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp, including making calls with Orion. And there's significant significantly lighter than any other premium mixed reality headwear on the market. Importantly, they look just like glasses and won't conceal your eyes. They have built-in cameras and microphones for video calling and scanning what you see. Oh, and it said stuff like the picture with the bananas and all that stuff. The glasses will use AI to help identify things that you're looking at. Yeah, using WhatsApp, all that. Sadly, they're just a prototype for now, so they won't be out for a while. Meta said beginning today at Connect and continuing throughout the year. We're opening up access to our Orion product prototype for Meta employees and select external audiences, so our development team can learn, iterate, and build towards our consumer AR glasses product line, which we plan to begin shipping in the near future. In the next few years, you can expect to see new devices from us that build on our R&D efforts. Orion isn't just a window into the future, it's a look at the very real possibilities within reach today. Meta Magic. Meta also used the event to announce a host of sweeping upgrades to its sci-fi gadget lineup, and they give you all the different headsets and everything that with our own sale. Yeah. So so you'll walk down the street and you're looking at things, and overlaid over it, you have computer screens that you're looking at. People are already, down with their heads, in their phones. And now they're God knows what they're looking at.
Yeah.
Recording you. I mean, they could do it anyway, but I don't know. Would you get some?
They don't really spark an interest in me. I have a hard enough time. What's that?
Would you try them on just for shits and giggles?
I'd look through them, yeah, just so I would know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I don't feel a desire to get a pair.
Me neither.
I have a hard enough time, concentrating on what I'm doing. I don't need a bunch of computer screens and tips and this and that in my field of vision when I'm walking down the sidewalk or in a store or wherever. Or, I can look at bananas and I pretty much know what a banana is and what chia seeds are and, what kind of coffee this is. And because I got eyes. Now, I could see if you were blind, and the shit made you see. That'd be pretty impressive. But I don't know. But
I had an article I almost did where the guy was like a type of cyborg or something, because he was the first to be able to hear colors. And they talked about the process of all this stuff in order for him to hear color. It was kind of a trip.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be tripping over stuff too. Hell, I put my normal glasses on and I'm tripping over stuff because they're like bifocals or trifocals or whatever. And the doctor's, oh, you get used to them. I still haven't got used to them.
Oh, that's horrible, Zariana.
What's that?
They used to find body parts from medical schools and needles.
Yeah. Gnarly. Well, speaking of body parts, there's some more.
Detachable penis.
Detachable penis. lost my penis. I found it. A guy was selling things on the sidewalk. I had to buy it.
On a blanket.
On a blanket, exactly.
Oh, I almost did that one.
Revenant buried under large rocks to stop him from rising from the grave. They didn't play back in the day, man. Archaeologists discovered that a man had been buried with several large stones placed on his chest. The Erie grave was one discovered at the gallows site near a German town of Quindenberg in the state of Saxony, Anhalt, and it's believed to date back to the 17th century. At the time, there was a great deal of concern among the people that under certain circumstances, the bodies of the dead could rise again from the grave as a revenant to haunt the living. To prevent this, large rocks were placed on the top of bodies to stop them from moving. Other methods used included spraying the bodies with incense, binding the arms and legs together, and placing wooden crosses on the graves. These were people who had possibly died an early death or sudden death without confession or absolution. Archaeologist Marita Genesis told Live Science, it was a fear that they might return to the realm of the living. Various measures were taken to prevent the deceased from doing so. Although the skeleton of the deceased man in this case showed no signs of injury, it's possible that he was executed at the gallows either by hanging or by drowning. Other remains were found in the site in 16 individual graves and a number of other bone pits. Damn, you don't have a grave, you just thrown in the bone pit. People were usually buried lovelessly in the ground like an animal carcass without any sympathy or care. Suffice to say, this would have been a very gruesome place, you think? So, yeah, they're like, nope. We're covering this dude. We're covering this dead dude. He was an evil guy. We're covering him with big rocks to make sure he don't crawl back out to haunt us. Savage.
That's like the mindset in the day, though. Like, think about it. People are like, shoot, what if this dude comes back? What are we going to do? Just weight him down with some boulders.
Yep.
Put a iron grate over him.
I wonder if people like lost sleep back in the day because, you know, they're like laying there worried at night that these people are going to come back, crawl out of the grave and come back to haunt them.
Yeah, especially if they're
week. I'm worried about like old John McAllister coming back.
Yeah, exactly. Their own version of something, and they're like,
rock on.
Comes back from the bench.
It's like Pet Cemetery. Don't do it. Don't put Cage there. He's gonna come back, but he's not gonna be the same.
In a pet cemetery.
Want you play a game, mommy?
Well, this one is weird. He had made a claim in it regarding, like, in the other, like, that we're supposed to all of a sudden, like, the first sign is going to be some agreement between us and, like, a certain terrorist group that, you know, I don't want to name, but then they're going to be the ones to save us from an alien attack. I'll say the Taliban. The Taliban is supposed to save us from attack. Now, a lot of the stuff this guy says, I've been thinking about for a very, very long time, beyond Project, Blue Beam and all that. and there's all this talk about the space wars and these things that they're going to do that, it's going to look real, but you can't believe it. And, me kind of believing Vegas was a setup for that. Now, the part about Al Qaeda saving the day, I don't know. I hear like we're supposed to all of a sudden find faith and trust in our own government to protect us from these nefarious creatures that are flying these discs and such. I don't know, but it's supposed to be news coming out within the next few days. One of these had come out like a week ago. This one updated September 24th. He says within days. So within the next few days, if something happens, and we make friends with the Taliban, this could actually be true. And then I saw an article with a man who claims that he can go and make amends with them for something completely different. So it was like really weird. It was something I was reading in military news. And then it made me think about this. Anyhow, a USAF whistleblower claims huge UFO announcement will happen within days. One of the most dramatic events in history of mankind is set to take place in the coming months. According to the claims from a UFO whistleblower, Charles McNeil, he alleges that he was recruited into a top-secret U.S. Air Force intelligence unit tasked with maintaining a 70-year truce between the American government and an alien civilization. This truce agreement, Neil claims, without any proof of his credentials, on his YouTube channel is set to come to an end at the September 2024. He claims that a planned series of events, including the partial or possibly total destruction of the state of Israel, a brief global conflict, and a staged alien invasion using reverse engineered UFO technology will soon follow. That part I can see happening is the staged alien invasion. Okay. One of the first parts of this overarching plan, according to McNeil, will be the announcement of an alliance between U.S. and Afghanistan's Taliban government. McNeil alleges that a slow drip feed of information through both news outlets and fictional accounts of extraterrestrial contact through films and TV have been part of a campaign to prepare the global population for the shock of encountering an alien species. This is known as the public acclamation program, he bizarrely says. For decades, you've been force-fed fictionalized version of the truth via TV, movies, and books. He outlines the entire shocking scheme on his Acclimate Now website, including an orchestrated Third World War, the main purpose of which will be to intimidate the public while killing vast numbers of the civilian population. This war, he claims, will be interrupted by an alien invasion that's been in the planning for decades. These are things I've heard about from a lot of credible people that pay attention to this type of stuff. I mean, it could just be nonsense, but it's just something that just keeps coming up that I keep in the back of my head. Like when I'm sky watching, if I see something weird, just calm down. It's probably not real. And if it is, just still calm down. Many of the alien craft on view during this phase, he claims, will in reality be a secret USAF development that he calls the TR-3B Alien Reproduction Vehicle, ARV. He describes contacts with aliens very like the Gray Invaders of science fiction. But soon McNeil says we willed be introduced to a variety of real aliens, including cybernetically enhanced humanoids from a planet in the Rigel star system type A through C have a gray or grayish pigmentation that can come off a bit chalky sometimes, he says. They have 4 fingers with little suction cups at the ends of each finger, and some have webbing in between their fingers and toes. Type D have a brownish pigmentation and 5 fingers and toes. This species started off fully biological until they ventured out into the cosmos, came into contact with what they now answer to, something called the Keeper. They now worship technology and started to incorporate mechanics into their biological makeup thousands of years ago. I don't know about all this. He further alleges that following initial contact with these beings in the late 1940s, the U.S. government has since had dealings with a number of different alien species over the years, and that news of all these extraterrestrial civilizations will be made public in the coming few years. But even the public revelation of these alien visitors, he says, will not contain the whole truth. Fortunately, McNeil says even the disclosure process is not planned to be 100% honest or transparent. It's only been used as a tool, being used as a tool for a very dangerous plan to bring the world together. He alleges one of the core aims of this bizarre conspiracy, and this is where I do fall back on board, is to establish a so-called New World Order global government under U.S. control. It's UN control. That to then establish a plant-wide alliance with these extraterrestrial visitors. Bearing a few short videos of the alleged USAF alien reproduction vehicle, McNeil has produced no hard evidence to support his claims, but his suggestion that the globe realignment is set to begin at the end of September, we won't have long to wait to discover whether there's any truth to his allegations. So I guess the first thing we do, is just, we'll see what happens with this gentleman and the Taliban next week.
Yeah.
It was weird because I saw that later and I'm like, wait a second. This guy's thinking he's going to go and make friends.
I don't know. Yeah, just remember last week, when I showed that patent for that triangular shaped UFO that looks like one of these, almost identical.
Almost exact same.
Yep. I don't know. Do I trust the higher ups that run this fine country we live in? Hell no. I question everything these days. Everything.
You have to.
Everything.
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 Yeah, old Cat Williams. Everything. Everybody said he was crazy when he was talking all that shit about P. Diddy and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Said he was a conspiracy theorist.
Oh, man.
Funny.
And stuff coming out about Fiverr is horrible.
Funny how conspiracies are becoming truth nowadays.
Yeah, it's funny how that happens.
What's the difference in conspiracy theories and what was it?
6 months. What's the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth?
Yeah, about 6 months. Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Meet the Afghan general who wants to take on the Taliban. So then I see this today, and he's like saying, he believes he'll once again see the flag in the sky, and he wants to unite Afghans and enjoy freedom, peace, prosperity. Anyways, it was just weird reading that story on military. Oh, this is Army Times. And then the other one, like, are we going to somehow pretend to be friends? I mean, I'm somebody that actually kind of thinks that we kind of helped create the Taliban, but
probably.
And I'll kind of, but yeah.
Because,
like, Al Qaeda to like BLM and then, Antifa and.
There's money in all that.
Yeah. Hey, Royal.
How could they possibly make money on a war?
No.
Yeah, I have one of my close friends that's like, I'll say something. Do you really think our own government would go against our people? I'm like, yeah. Do you really think our government would keep secrets from our own people? Duh, yeah, I do.
No, we're special.
Exactly.
We're not special.
So give me a example. It's like, all right, JFK. Just off the top of my head.
Yeah, just to throw that one out. If 911 is too much for you, go for JFK.
Yeah.
It's supposed to go to.
Yeah, did you see the guy that they were interviewing? Speaking of the 9/11 guy they were interviewing about that.
Which one?
Demolition expert.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said there was no way that wasn't a planned thing. He said no building has ever come down from a fire like that without a little bit of help.
Especially when you see that one footage, like where the people happen to take it, like looking right down the street, where you could actually see the building straight on, and right before the stuff happens, you see the spark of all the corners of like the C4 or whatever flashing, and then the building just like tumbles into each other, like collapses within each other. People are like going down the staircase saying that all of a sudden they're flying back up, like they're being blown back up. That means the explosion's on the bottom if you're flying back up the hole where the staircase was.
Yeah.
But
it's all just speculation, right?
And that's just first responders and policemen, so it's not just people. They don't care. These are like first responders and people like that, so they don't even get a break.
Yeah,
they're as disposable as everybody else.
Exactly. They need 2-pack, Biggie Smalls.
Stay ahead of time. He's probably didn't kill himself, and Epstein didn't kill himself.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever became of that? What's her name supposedly in jail? Epstein's
doing what though? Like,
it's like, everybody, they talked about the little black book with all the names in it. Oh yeah, we got it. Okay. Who's the fucking names in it then? Start spelling them. Oh, we can't do that because they're important people. We wouldn't want
Oprah's name's all over it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I said before. Like, you look for people that you wouldn't suspect, and that's something I read like when it came to like what things KGB and stuff would do, like as far as mind control techniques and all these different things from the 40s and the 60s. And one of them is what you do, you use the most angelic, perfect people that seem like perfect pillars of the community, that people, if you even said these such things, they are like, no. And who's perfect for that? Like Oprah. Like Oprah? No, Oprah would never do something. Not Oprah.
Yeah.
Those are the perfect people to hide, because it's like nobody would suspect that they could be the monsters that they are.
Yeah. No. Couldn't be.
Where's all the missing Maui children, Oprah?
Yeah. What's going on down in Haiti?
Anyway. He seized her. So vile.
300 previously unseen geoglyphs discovered by AI again in Peru. What? How could there be 300 more? What, are you kidding me? Is AI just making it up? Scientists have used artificial intelligence to find more new geoglyphs that had been lost to time. Situated on a remote plateau in southern Peru, the Nazca Lines are a series of spectacular artistic drawings, including images of spiders, monkeys, hummingbirds, fish, lizards, that were carefully etched into the desert floor approximately 2,000 years ago. How do they know how to do that shit 2,000 years ago? And 2,000 years ago, how are they going to etch something in the ground that can only be seen from up above and know what it was? And why did they do it? I just have questions. I'm just saying. I'm just thinking out loud. Some of the drawings are huge and measure up to 200 meters across. Yeah, that's not something you just do with, go out and dig up a little hole in the yard. The precise number of such geoglyphs present in the region has long remained difficult to determine, mostly due to how worn and indistinct many of them have become over the years. More recently, however, AI has enabled scientists to pick out even the most faint examples, bringing these long lost pictographs to light after being hidden for centuries. Now, following my research efforts spanning just 6 months, scientists using AI have unveiled a whopping 303 unseen geoglyphs, essentially doubling the known total number. The new designs include both human-like figures and animals such as birds and fish. One of the weirdest has been described as a killer whale holding a knife. Exactly how many more geoglyphs remain undiscovered in the region, however, remains to be seen. A killer whale holding a knife. That's an oddity. What is this? What is this one right here?
I don't know. It looks kind of like a robot or something.
Kind of a robot or a spaceman or something.
Yeah, look at all the legs.
Yeah. Maybe. I'm not going to say aliens, but maybe an alien.
The one down here has an extra set or 2 extra long legs.
Is this a hand with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fingers?
See, it's AI.
Yeah, that's
there
true.
Was that extra fingers and
Here's
arms.
Dino from the Flintstones. Dino, whatever his name was. Dino, wasn't it?
Dino?
Yeah. Pet off the Flintstones.
And they use the AI, they think, to geologically find things like mining deposits where, they think something might be tapped out or in one spot, or where there might still be a lot, and supposedly AI is able to find these locations. I don't know. They
Yeah.
came out with the AI device to tell us about, where they predicted wildfires were going to happen in California. I'm like, yeah, right, dude. That sounds like scheduled arson to me. And sure, I'm like, they're just going to have the Southern California burn down. And they're like, oh, yeah, the device told us so. Sure enough, it burned down. And guess what? One was a dude that did it, and the other one was a retired firefighter that lit most of them. These aren't natural fires.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Big Mike. Big perm at Costco. Big worm.
Big worm. Big Mike has a big worm. I seen it in that. I seen it in that purple dress.
Yeah. Flopping around. What the hell?
It's hard to explain that one away.
Yeah. Big Mike.
I didn't want to go check it out though. I almost did, because I thought I just was curious to see like what kind of cars and stuff were out there. If there was like a bunch of, Secret Service or what. But I thought, screw, I don't even give a shit.
Yeah.
It's like, why is she here? She needs to leave.
She was in Costco, picking up that party pack of rubbers.
Yeah, and the hot dogs. Can't leave without a hot dog.
Exactly. They got some big ones up in there.
Oh, they have the Polish ones. Jeff used to like those big old fat Polish sausages.
Yep. Or what,
I
like
like
a
the
buck
pizza.
50? Yep.
Yeah, $1.50 with a drink. Or you can get a piece of pizza. Mm-hmm.
See, like if you were traveling around, it'd be worth it to get like a Costco membership.
Seriously.
If you're traveling on the dollar, if you had a Costco membership and like a gym membership, you could always go to Costco and you can get 2 rotisserie chickens for $4 or $5 a piece. That'd feed you for a few days. You could always get the $1.50 gigantic ass hot dog and a drink for $1.50, or the pizza. What's the pizza? $2 or something?
Yeah, I think it was about the same.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Huge thing of slab of pizza.
Oh, and you go on the sample days and you walk around and just hit up all the free samples.
Yeah.
Go in there, little motive first. Oh, it was so embarrassing though. It's like Jeff would just go in and then he'd want like another one. I'm like, dude, we can't get back in that line. So ones I didn't like, he would eat. But then ones he liked that I didn't, he'd like go send me back in the line to get more. I'm like, I can't just keep getting all these samples. It was embarrassing, but it was good.
Yeah, get like a Planet Fitness membership. You got a place to take a shower.
Take a shower, yeah.
Charge up your, laptops, whatever. Get a little workout in and spend the night in the parking lot,
Exactly. Well, this one here, you can already see, like the picture there. It's not a clip art that's familiar to me as far as one I've seen in the apps, but I do notice that it's conveniently like between like their hair, where both their hair kind of comes together and it's like really dark, and then I can't tell like if it was a ghost, would it be more behind their color hair or in front of like the color hair? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I
It's
don't know what to make of this one.
kind of hard to see, in here, but yeah, I mean, I definitely see a nose, a mouth, eyes, some hair, chin right there.
And then when you look at it like in the further away, like you totally, see it. And the one next to it, like I could see how they wouldn't notice it at first if, it was legit. Or the little red arrow is, yeah.
Yep.
And that would be a pretty good edit job. I don't know.
I was going to say the other night during Jason's show, I've read a little bit about this, but Sam brought this up to me. We were just driving around and she was like, here, what do you think of this? And like we're walking around and we're living in a 3D world, and we cast a 2D shadow, whether it's on the ground or on the wall or in the woods, wherever, we see things in 3D, but we cast a 2D shadow and we can't see the fourth dimension. But what if there's beings in the fourth dimension? Would they cast a 3D shadow? And that's why we can see shadow people, maybe, that look, you see a shadow person or something and it looks 3D. It looks like a 3D shadow. Maybe it's a fourth dimension person that's casting that shadow.
It could be.
Things that make my brain do flips in the night. I don't know.
Because I do think like they could be slips of some sort, like either alien coming through or some sort of timeline slip, or that the shadow people sometimes can have different, reasons for being there.
Yeah.
But that would make sense to that one.
Yeah, we're sharing the same space, but we can't see anything in 4D. I wonder if they can see us. I don't know.
But that's why we can still, like, for the ones like in our peripherals, like the one when I turned, I'm like, what the fuck do you want? Like,
Yeah.
when I would scare and it would run behind the wall, like at the old house, it'd be like watching me when I'd be yelling on the phone and it would just disappear. Like, that could have been its shadow, like whatever it was. I didn't see the thing, but I could see the shadow of it, like, in the hallway.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, well, if there's a fourth dimension person, that's casting a 3D shadow, should we be able to see it? But yeah, we should, because we live in a 3D world. So if it's casting a 3D shadow, we'd see it, but we wouldn't see them. Yeah. It's like one of those things that I talk about it and then I have more questions than
Those are the fun things though that makes your brain work.
So could I didn't mean to sidetrack your
No, it's all good because it goes along with it.
Yeah, could this be a 4D fourth dimension person that's casting a 3D shadow and just decided to, like, hey, I'm gonna photobomb these girls because, hey, why not?
I can.
Because I can, exactly.
It says a group of hikers made a spine-chilling discovery after looking back at a selfie they took on a mountain trail. The image has been shared on the Ghosts of London group of Facebook, where social media users submit photos they believe might contain something supernatural. Kind of curious to look at that and see like what other people think. The user who submitted this photo explained, a friend of mine sent me this picture from a group of friends in Chile. The snap shows 2 men and 3 women crowding around each other to take a selfie, with some other people coming up the mountain pass in the background. It all seems totally innocent until you look between the woman on the left and the woman in the middle. Between their 2 faces appears to be a 6th, ghostly figure with its nose and mouth visible when you zoom in. The Facebook post has racked up more than 1,400 likes and hundreds of comments, with social media users seemingly convinced that the image shows some form of spirit or ghost. One commenter said, "That gave me the shivers, which normally mean my sixth sense kicked in, LOL." A second said, "How scary is this in broad daylight, though? And how the heck did whatever it is get in between these people?" And that's where other people's brains go. What a great catch, that, meaning a lot of people, including me, wouldn't have even spotted it, like if I took the picture. And a third said, "Oh wow, this is a great catch. I have a feeling it's not a good spirit. It's scary. Wonder who the spirit's attached to." That could be someone's dad or something. Like, I don't think it looks. He kind of his tongue like, He's
Yeah,
like
it's
looking,
gonna get his tongue out like.
like he's kind of looking like with his eyeball. Um. However, not everyone seems convinced by the image. One comment read, "It's too defined. You can see teeth and whatnot. I just don't know on this one." And a second said, "Hey, now, I saw a lady in my door that would look like more of a person than even that. Like, more like the girls, like, way better features did I see in my lady than even on that." So you can't say that. I mean, you can say it, but it's not accurate. You can see, okay, I just don't know about this one. A second said, "Real or altered, I never know these days, but it's really creepy." So. Yeah, the solar flares are definitely doing a lot to us right now and filling us, like, because even though we can't see the light, we are being downloaded with so much light and so many light like details and things. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Or it could just be older and I don't know. But even so, that face doesn't look like a face that would be in one of the clip arts, for like, and I've seen hundreds of them, and I haven't seen one of a guy like, but
Yeah.
they could take it, blend it down, took a dude, brought it down. Who knows? Who knows? I don't.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And I hate them. My friend sent me this picture type thing.
Well, I got this one. Let's see. Where is it? I'm gonna see if this works. Here's this crazy guy I've been watching again. Here, let's see. Is it gonna work? Here we go. It's another Tyler Hansen video. Just more of those things that kind of make you think, could be, could not, could be crazy, could be real. Who's to say? Let's see what he has to say on this one.
About to present in this video. I really don't think you're ready for what I'm about to present in this video. And it all starts in the most unlikely of places. A place they want us to think is nothing but a third world wasteland. But in reality, it's a place fit for a king. Well, maybe not a king, but definitely an angel. 200, as a matter of fact. 200 fallen angels. Propaganda like Borat to keep us from knowing who actually lives here and what this place actually is, I figured it out. I figured out that the top of their pyramid just happens to have a secret meeting chamber with exactly 200 perfectly aligned seats. 200 perfectly aligned seats that just perfectly matches the amount of fallen angels talked about in the Book of Enoch. 200 that just almost perfectly matches the amount of impact craters that, I don't know, could have been caused from heavenly bodies crashing down to earth. Heavenly bodies whose leader just happens to also be called Lucifer, or the light bearer. The light bearer whose torch is often celebrated across all of the large cities of the world, and whose torch who is oddly placed next to a giant Easter egg. An Easter egg that might actually reveal why eggs are associated with Ishtar, because Easter was originally the celebration of Ishtar, the Assyrian and Babylonian goddess of fertility and sex. And maybe this city is also hiding the free energy that they're using, because I have seen these exact buildings associated with the old dirigibles that used to charge from them. But we haven't even talked about the most interesting thing that I found in this city called Astana, which just happens to be an anagram for the word Satan. And it's just down the road from this pyramid. Or should I say, right down the river from this pyramid. And I'm going to take this time and say, all of this is pure speculation. Obviously, there could be other stories here, but too many of them line up to me. Way too many of them. Especially when you see what I found here. And it's what I started this video with. You look at this, and you tell me that doesn't look like some sort of portal. A portal that they might just be using to try to summon some real evil to this place we live. Or maybe even just a prop to propagate their fake summoning of the return of Jesus as a hologram. All I know is there's one thing I definitely know in all of this, is that this movie was created with intention to tell a vision of what this place actually is. Because I would put my money on it that 99% of you have never heard of the city in Kazakhstan called Astana. But you guys know I'm just kidding about all this. I don't really think 200 fallen angels are the actual controllers of this place we live. That's just silly. And I definitely don't think they build an egg and a light-bearing torch to worship anybody. Totally not. You guys know I just love to entertain you and create these fairy tales and stories of evil versus good that they don't really exist. I don't really believe in Satan and Lucifer and all the fallen angels.
Wink. Yeah, he's a trip. He's got some crazy things that he talks about. But I find him interesting. I like to think.
Yeah.
Tyler Hansen. He's a flat earther too. So take from that what you will. He does have some kind of convincing arguments.
And again, even with that, even though we've been told what we've been told and what we believe, because what seems obvious to us, because what we learned, we don't know everything, and we can't really shut out and say, "Oh, that's just ridiculous," because we don't like
Yeah.
it when stuff people say to us, like, "Well, just think about it," like just because your mind isn't able to grasp it doesn't mean, and like maybe my mind isn't able to grasp it because my own, reasons, but we don't know what's true, what's not, what's changed over
Yeah.
time, what they've planted in history, what they've planted to teach us. Because these things have been going on hundreds of years. They've been working on these different things hundreds of years. Just the demoralization of the population starting in the 80s, to bring us to where we're at now. By KGB standpoints, how the Western America is taken from the KGB Soviet handbook and stuff, since the 80s, 20 to 30 years to get people out of one phase to the next phase and everything. So, we've been taught, and that's all we know is what we've experienced and what we've been taught.
Yeah. And who's to say what we've been taught is correct?
Yeah.
I mean, even like, doing this, carnivore diet thing that I've been doing, all this stuff that comes out about food, I mean, you got 100 different sides. You can believe whatever you want to believe, but I mean, facts are facts, how they change and wish-wash, just for instance, eggs are bad for you. You can't eat too many eggs, they're bad. Now it's like, no, eggs aren't bad for you, they're actually good for you. They're not as high
but now and then they cause blood clots after the bags. And cholesterol, turns out, they've been worrying people about cholesterol. And yeah, there's different kinds, but again, cholesterol is something our brains really need. And fluoride, they've been dumping us with fluoride. Well, all the shit that fluoride takes out of us, including brittle bones and all this and that, we never should have had fluoride put into our water.
And, I remember, like, as a little kid when I was in school, where they'd bring out the tray with all the little cups, it's swish time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what kind of cult bullshit is? I'm like a little kid, and I'm thinking, this is just weird. It's just freaking weird. Like, we all got to swish this shit in our mouth. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Did they make you do that when you were in school? Or was that? Yeah.
They had all the little cups, and then they had the toothbrushes with the weird little round toothpaste, and you would have to do your teeth, and it was like chalky and gross.
Yeah.
And then swish.
Yeah, and if you didn't clean your teeth, you put that one thing in your mouth, and if it turned purple,
turned purple. Yeah.
Oh, you're not brushing your teeth properly. Exactly. As Ariana nails it. Be compliant and don't ask questions. Exactly. Chew this tablet. Take this shot.
Like the compliant little sheeple, it makes their lives a lot easier.
Yeah, really. Everybody squish this in your mouth. Don't ask questions. Just
and I have a huge conspiracy about why they're jamming people in the brains, in the little bean in the back of your brain, and what that actually does when it gets bruised, and what it changes, and why people are probably zombies, and for a whole new can of worms. I think I posted about it the other day, but a friend on my list, Kevin Hay, had posted about it, and I'm like, hey, that's interesting, because Egyptians used to do that to, control their slaves and stuff. And so I started reading about different things because I always thought it was weird, the way they did it, thinking, it's spit droplets. Why don't you just do the spit? If you're so worried about spit, like, and are they implanting something up in your brain as they're doing that? And people, well, it bruises. It's a cluster of, it's like the amygadin, and it's a little bean, and it's a cluster of like nerve endings and things like that. And so it gets bruised, and the more it gets bruised, the more it shuts down like your memory, the way you feel about things. It shuts off your fight or flight, being scared. It's just, when you read it, you see exactly why they would do that to control masses. But yeah. Yeah, and a sugar treat right after the dentist. Always.
Yeah.
Got a lollipop.
Yeah, what was up with that?
Sugar
rot your teeth. You got to go to the dentist. You got to, here's a lollipop. What the?
Yeah, but don't brush your teeth after you eat it.
Yeah. Oh, weird, man. Weird.
One of mine started giving out, like, I was older though, like stickers and temporary tattoos and stuff.
Yeah.
Little toothbrushes and toothpastes. All right,
so when I got hit in the head, this is like when I was in elementary school, during recess. It was this is gonna sound terrible, but it wasn't. But like, we would go out and play Cowboys and Indians, and all the black kids were the Indians and all the white kids were the Cowboys. We just, like, it wasn't like a racial thing. It was just, it was obvious we were different colors, and that's the way it was. And anyway, we'd like throw sticks and do whatever. And this little kid, I shit you not, his name was George Washington, just like the president. He threw a chunk of concrete like this big, and it hit me in the head, and it cut a artery in my head. So, I had to go. I remember my mom telling me later on, school called my mom to come pick me up to take me to the hospital because I cut an artery and I was bleeding like a stuck pig.
Oh, Rob.
Every time my heart beat, blood would squirt out of my
head. Oh,
no. And I remember going to the ER, and they had to shave this little place in my head and stitch my head up. And the nurse had given me a lollipop. She gave me this big lollipop. And when we go to leave, she was like, "Here, let me have your lollipop, so it doesn't get dirty." And I'm like, "Okay, it's not going to get dirty if I keep it in my mouth, but okay." And she wrapped it up in a Kleenex.
Oh, hell no.
And I remember getting back in the car going, that lady was stupid. I'm like trying to pick all the paper off my lollipop, as my head
licking the paper off.
Yeah. I don't know. That's my weird brain when somebody mentioned lollipops after the dentist. I got a lollipop after I got my head sewn back together.
And you had to work for it.
Yeah. I remember walking up, that I went and told one of the coaches or whatever, was like, I think my head's bleeding. And he's like, go to the nurse's station. Didn't take me there. He's just like, truck your ass over to the nurse's station. So I remember walking, and when I first put my hand up there was a little bit of blood. And then I started walking, and I put my hand up there. My whole hand was covered in blood.
Because you started heart beating.
Yeah. And I remember there was 3 girls on the swing set. And one of them, me being a little kid, I was in love with one of them. Her name was Kay. And I walked up to the swing set, and they all 3 looked at me, and I moved my hand as I'm got blood running down my arm, and they all 3 screamed and got up and ran away from me. My mom told me, yeah, when I got to school, I just followed the trail of blood to where you were.
What did you think the girls were going to do when they saw the blood?
I don't know. I wasn't really thinking. I just saw
You're
this
just
girl
like,
that I
oh
was.
shit, like my
Yeah,
head's
yeah. I was feeling faint, and I saw this
a
girl that I
little
was in love with.
woozy.
Yeah, I was like,
You want to say
"Hey,
hi,
baby."
but you're
Yeah, I wanted to look cool. I didn't really mean to look like Walking Dead. But yeah, they all screamed and ran away in sheer terror.
oh man.
Uh,
Yeah, not funny then, but a good story now.
yeah.
Well, I got one last one here. It has a little video at the end. Earth will get another moon this month, but not for long. I think it was supposed to be like 54 days. I don't know when it actually started. And the video gives like a little description.
It's going to be October surprise. New moon.
October surprise. This month, Earth will grab itself a second moon in the form of the tiny asteroid 2024 PT5. Unlike the moon, Earth's primary companion, which has accompanied our planet for about 4 billion years, this new mini-moon will stick around for just 2 months before it heads back to its home in an asteroid belt trailing our planet and orbiting the sun. A team of scientists well versed in the study of so-called mini-moon events identified the forthcoming gravitational capture event. They spotted the peculiar dynamic properties of 2024 PT5 as they routinely monitored newly discovered objects for potentially interesting behavior. The object that is going to pay us a visit belongs to the Arjuna asteroid belt, a secondary asteroid belt made of space rocks that follow orbits very similar to that of Earth at an average distance to the sun of about 93 million miles. Research lead author Carlos told Space.com objects in the asteroid belt are part of the near-Earth object population, asteroids and comets. He explained that some of these objects in the belt can approach Earth at a close range of around 28 million miles and at low velocities of around 2,200 miles per hour. Under these conditions, the geocentric energy of the object may grow negative, and the object may become a temporary moon of Earth. This particular object will undergo this process starting next week and for about 2 months. He added, it will not follow a full orbit around Earth. You may say that if a true satellite is like a customer buying goods inside a store, objects like 2024 PT5 are window shoppers. Many moon events come in two flavors. The first are long episodes during which the asteroid completes one or more revolutions about our planet, with these gravitational engagements lasting 1 or more years. The second type of episodes are short engagements in which the small body does not complete one full revelation. These temporary captures can last just days, weeks, or even months. He explained in order to become a mini moon, an incoming body has to approach Earth at a close range of around 2.8 million miles and slowly at about 2,200 miles per hour. Under these conditions, geocentric energy can become negative and the object becomes temporarily bound to the Earth. So far, science has only identified 2 objects subjected to long captures. There's 3 that are examples that are published and several others unpublished. Short mini-moon events like this forthcoming one, in which the small body, in this case an asteroid, acquires negative geocentric energy for weeks or a few months, are relatively frequent, with several events happening per decade. Long capture episodes, on the other hand, are rare, with Earth experiencing one around every 10 or 20 years. The cause of the ejection of these objects from around Earth are gravitational disturbances caused by the sun. Once it's fulfilled its role as the mini moon, it will return to a sun-centered orbit, remaining part of the asteroid belt. And it won't be visible to the vast majority of sky watchers. It's going to be too small and dim for typical amateur telescopes and binoculars. However, the object is well within the brightness range of typical telescopes. So some people will be able to get pictures of it. And yeah, they tell you where they'll post it on some NASA site and such. But yeah, so I have an extra moon. It'd be cool if we'd be able to see it though, but maybe, Janice. I don't know if it has the capability of doing what the actual moon does like that. That's a good question.
Yeah, I got questions about the moon too.
Yeah.
Because speaking of moons, I mean, there is, if we're going to talk about moons, there is this one. Many moons, but, just saying. I don't know. Sometimes does the moon look like it's self-illuminating to you? Or
Yeah.
is it just a reflection of the sun?
I don't know. Sometimes, like, it definitely looks self-illuminating.
Yeah, I mean, really? Is it really that bright? Is it really that bright of a reflection?
Especially like the way you see the craters, like on this last moon, it's like the light shining through it instead of on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost kind of has a translucency about it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy.
It seems more like that more recently.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, not too long ago, I went outside and it was so bright. It was like it was shining moonlight almost. Well, not almost. It was like
it was moonlight.
Yeah.
Like you see it on the leaves of the trees and stuff. It looks like stars and everything, but it's the actual moonlight.
The illumination from within the moon. I don't know. Oh, it's just a dead a dead space rock that's just orbiting around the Earth.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe not. Don't even ask me if I think we've been there. That's a whole nother bag of chicken worms.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got this.
Yay. Because next week I'm going to get to put in an order. And I think I want to get a blue bracelet out of like Amazonite or something, but I want to get a rock.
Rock and roll. Okie dokie. Come on, work. There we go. Here we go. This week's Crystal of the Week. This week's Crystal of the Week. It's none other than axonite. What is axonite? It's a mineral that is composed of several other rare borosilicate minerals. They crystallize in the form of extruding tabular crystals off a rock matrix, usually orthoclase or granite. The most common form on the market is ferroxenite, which refers to the high iron content within the chemical body. The elemental inclusion directly affects the color of the stone, resulting in a light black, brown, or gray. Axonite was first discovered in 1797 by the famed French mineralogist René Just Huey. He chose to name it after the Greek word axon, meaning axe, in reference to the long-bladed crystals that resemble an axe. This mineral has no use commercially and is commonly found when excavating other stones such as diopside quartz, prehnite, actinolite, and calcites. Notable abundant localities include Mexico, Japan, France, Russia, Switzerland, Pakistan, Australia, and the United Kingdom, Canada, and the good old United States. Some of the meaning and energy behind axonite. It's a potent tool for use in general expansion, more specifically, your connection to Mother Earth. The intuition we bear and the intelligence of our surroundings are a direct result of ancient earthen energies being channeled into you each day. Our planet is over 4 billion years old and has been capable of harnessing life during much of its existence. This is part and due to the natural nurturing effects Mother Earth passively radiates. For eons, diverse creatures and beings have walked our homeland, rising and falling, helping form new protective layers of our planet. Cataclysmic events have come, stayed, and left, only to reveal the strength our celestial planet truly has. With each force of destruction, Earth has been able to restabilize itself and begin a new life cycle. Axonite is a crystal which hardens this life force energy and provides the mirror you may need to see your true strength. When meditating with this stone, you may experience past life recall or past life reflection. This is a phenomenon which allows our consciousness to transcend through time and space, reappearing during the exact moment when a traumatic event might have occurred. This is crucial for healing the internal soul that lays within each one of us. If you're looking to learn more to expand your conscious experiences, we could recommend meditating with other crystals that promote past life healing, such as petrified wood, Ishua, lake landite, black kyanite, or numenite. We also suggest finding an experienced Reiki healer or someone who specializes in awakening your ancient past life. So there you go. A little about this week's crystal of the week, axonite. There you go. There you have it. Thanks for watching. Come on, button. Wouldn't stop. So yeah, a little bit of axonite.
It's not one that I have.
Wow. First piece I pull up on Etsy, it's only $1,000. Won't be getting that one. This one's not too bad. It's a nice chunk, and it's only $52. Pretty cool piece though. Boom, boom, boom. Share screen. Is it shared yet? Not yet. Too many hoops to jump through. There we go. That's a cool piece. But then this one's $576. It's pretty groovy looking, but wow. There's an expensive rock. Let's get the true video 3D look at it. There's what I'm talking, $30. It's a nice size chip of it. Still looking for the old piece of moldavite that I lost. There's a receipt from it.
It's been a while.
Can't read it because it's
How
blurry.
long you haven't put up a thing for that device in a while.
Oh yeah, it's about time to post that again.
A reminder, yeah.
Yeah,
because Christmas is coming up again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I may have to do some
hurricane live streams. Yeah.
Yeah. I picked a few things up in the yard today. You know, I moved various wooden
potential projectiles.
Potential projectiles. Yeah. Who knows? I don't think we're going to get it too bad. It's supposed to be like 60-mile-an-hour winds or so in Jacksonville. We're a little south of there. So, you know, probably 30, 40-mile-an-hour winds, which, you know, I mean, that's still wind, but that's just a normal northeaster kind of thing. So who knows? If it turns a little more east, we could be way up shit creek. Way up a flooded shit creek without... No, I would have paddles.
You would definitely have paddles.
Got a canoe. I got a boat that the motor doesn't work, but I got paddles for it. And I got 2 12-foot paddle boards. So I have plenty of floating devices here, just in case.
I was so concerned about that one year.
And I got fishing poles so I could fish in the streets, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Got, you know, plenty of guns, 22s, so can shoot squirrels and animals, you know. Hey, you got to do what you got to do when you're hungry.
You can catch fish.
I could catch fish. Pow! Squirrels do. prefer to eat fish first. Still got some vegetables growing in the backyard. Lots of peppers. Yeah. Plan on staying safe.
Break. There's only one time I ever saw you actually get worried.
Yeah. That one storm.
Were you
Had me.
like actually worried?
That's the only storm I've ever like boarded up my windows, and yeah, we went through that one, and it was like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and my house was making some strange sounds. Had me a little nervous, but held up good. What was that? Michael? Irma? I can't even remember which storm that was.
Could have been Irma.
Irma-gerd.
Irma-gerd.
Yeah. It was a rumbler.
Do you have a guitar in your pocket?
Yeah. They can't.
I don't. If I had the materials, I would, as Ariana.
They can't ban me for this music because this is my own music. So. Matthew, maybe that was it. Matthew. Yeah. The streets were flooded. There was fish swimming in the street downtown. Craziness, I tell you.
That's when, was that when the last, they had that house that has all the cats, the mansions, and the people finally came out to help catch all the animals. But then remember, like, when the last plane left and it was all storm units, like, and like it took off. It was like the last plane out of Florida for a while.
Yeah.
I was trying to do some shit. I'm like, oh my God, is it going to get to you? We sent you a radio. I'm like, Rob, I mapped it out. If I leave tomorrow, I could get to Florida in like 4.5 days.
Yeah.
Like, I'm coming for you.
Yep. Exactly.
I was going to let you all drown out there.
Yeah.
I was honestly going to go out there. I told Jeff that, everything. Come on, we're going to Florida.
Load them up. Load up the buggy.
Load up some supplies, load up the shit. Let's go.
We're heading east. Yep. Man, people in the panhandle though. Oh man. They're gonna get schnockered. Don't really want to be there. It's gonna be a Cat 4 by the time it hits land. Whew, they're talking like 15 to 20 foot storm surge. Yikes. That's going to put some water damage on them. Let's see what the live update says. It says projected to become category 4 hurricane bringing catastrophic storm surge. That's never good when they include catastrophic in the description prior to it hitting. That means if you're on the coast, you need to get the hell out of Dodge.
Get all your gas and all your stuff ahead of time and get out before you get stuck on that line trying to leave.
Yeah, and and I was talking about gas prices here, being so great. It's funny how, just a day or two before the storm hits, gas jumps up like 25 cents a gallon.
Really? That's bullshit.
It's still way cheaper than you. I just filled up my car yesterday, and I wasn't on full on dead empty, but it was, I don't know, it was like 10 gallons of gas, right at 10 gallons of gas, and it cost me right at $30. And you spent
3.5, 3.6 for 20.
Yeah, 3.5 gallons of gas for $20.
Mm-hmm.
Like, holy shit, I'd freak out if gas was that expensive here.
It was 1/4 of a tank.
Yeah. Like my big Suburban, it costs like $80 to fill that thing up. I don't even know how much. It
cost like 50, I think, for like my Durango a long time ago. But like I said, my 77 Camaro back in high school, if I had a 20, that was a full tank of gas in my car.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like Zariana says, the media nowadays, I mean, I get it. It's a storm. It's dangerous. There's no denying that, and the people that are in the direct path, they're going to get their ass kicked. There's without a doubt, But yeah, the media, man, they're like so much fear mongering, the whole state of Florida needs to evacuate now. It's like, really?
They get
it's
boners over it. Like,
yeah.
Yes, we have a tragedy to talk about and totally overexploit.
Like, all the schools like closed down here like days ahead of the storm. I remember when I was a kid in school, you'd like wish the school would close down, but hell no, there'd be a hurricane. Your ass was still going to school.
Really?
They never closed the school down here unless it was like, unless shit was really hitting the fan. It's Florida. We didn't have snow days, of course.
And what would you do? Like get under your desk or?
Yeah, I remember being in school and like a tornado came through, and it was one of those, this is not a drill. All kinds of alarms were going off, and then the tornado came through and it messed some things up, and everybody's supposed to be like hiding, but of course all the kids are like looking out the windows. And then you got home and it was like you had something to talk about during dinner. There was a storm. Nowadays, if something like that happened, first of all, everybody'd want to, sue somebody because there was a storm. We're going to sue the school. We're going to sue the makers of the desks because they got blown around. I don't know.
Blame it on Trump.
Yeah, stupid Trump's fault. The weather.
Oh, I didn't even see John. Hi, John.
Well, cool. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. Once again, it is 2 a.m. here on East Coast time. Jamie's still behind the times back there on the West Coast.
11 o'clock, and I'm ready to go for another walk.
She's talking to me. I'm in the future.
You're in the future, man. You're living in the future. In the past, man.
Yep, tornado drills. Get under your desk. Crouch, put your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye. Well, cool, groovy. Thanks for hanging out with us again on another episode of Weird Wednesday, where we talk about all things weird, strange, and sometimes gross. But hey,
I could have got real gross, but I didn't.
Yeah, you know.
I've been good.
All right, we'll catch y'all next time, and hopefully, we won't get blown away here on Florida coast from Hurricane Helena.